So the highlights at Kew at the moment, it must be the cherry blossom. It's looking fantastic. It's just come out in the last week or so, and it will be going for another 2 or 3 weeks. Especially when they're underplanted with bulbs. So we've got a few daffodils left, but a lot of tulips coming through, which look fantastic. And if you go to the rock garden, there's a lot of smaller bulbs, species bulbs, and the Alpine House. There's loads of these, you know, it's kind of springtime is really bursting at the moment. You know, this time of year everything's growing and so are the weeds. So it's a lot of weeding, a lot of grass cutting, edging the beds, keeping things tidy. It's general maintenance from now onwards throughout the summer. It's general maintenance, keeping things looking good. So a lot of work goes into that, and over the winter there's more development work, changing bed shapes, making alterations. We do that kind of stuff. Tree planting, we do a lot in the winter. So at the moment, this spring, we're just going to start planting an extension to the Great Broadwalk borders. So these are what we think are the longest double herbaceous borders in the world, and we're going to make them a bit longer. So we're going to add on another section which will focus more on drought-tolerant plants. For the general landscape, we're planning for the next 20, 30 years. So in particular trees, we're looking at more drought-tolerant trees because they have a big impact on the landscape and they're there for a long time. So if your herbaceous plants die one summer, you can replace them quite easily, but if a tree dies, then that makes a big impact. So we're looking at drought-tolerant species, climate-resilient trees that we can plant in the landscape instead of using trees that are going to need a lot of irrigation. We're looking at grouping plants together that have different water requirements. So plants that need a bit more water, we'll put them in one area rather than having them dotted around the gardens. So we can just focus our irrigation on one area and the rest of it we don't have to water. So it's kind of thinking long term about how plants are going to cope with more drought, more dry spells.
The advantage of that is, if you wanted to go off to South Australia for 3 months,